Hello and welcome to my channel once again. I appreciate you wherever you're connecting from. If you're joining me from Africa, Asia, Europe, America, or Australia, I appreciate you so much. Thank you very much for your contributions on the channel. Thank you for all your comments. I see all your comments. They are very encouraging and I appreciate you. I learn from you on a daily basis while you get information from me also. Thank you so much for cooperating with me. I appreciate you. Please, those who have not subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you very much and remember this. Today I bring you once again information on things that are going around in Nigeria. You all know, as we all have known, many people are pretending that it is well, but it is not all well in that contraption called Nigeria. There has been a lot of issues, a lot of troubles in that contraption called Nigeria. So many strong nations have been suppressed. Odudua and Biafra are in occupation by the Nigerian government. They have occupied the space and they do not want the citizens to breathe and grow at their own speed. That is why we are calling on the government to let the people go. Let the Oduduas and the brave Biafrans have their freedom. Let them be able to decide their fate. Grant them a referendum. Let us know if truly these people want to go. Give a referendum so that people will decide their fate on how to manage their life and how to grow at their own speed. That is what we are asking for. Whatever we are saying here is not out of hate. We are not hating on anybody. We are not trying to discourage anybody. We are not trying to put anybody down. What we are trying to say is that every human being has the right to exist. Every human being has the right to pursue whatever he or she wants to pursue, as long as he doesn't have to harm another person for it. That is what we are talking about. We are not preaching hate. There is no hate speech here. We are not preaching hate. What we are preaching is love, that people might be able to grow at their own speed. When you are talking about love, love is loving the people like yourself. It is not loving people. You can never love people more than yourself. And if you don't love yourself, there is no way you can love others. That is why we are preaching this very sermon, that people should wake up and speak up on the condition of Nigeria. People are dying on a daily basis. More especially in the northern part of Nigeria, you can see that the place has been taken over by bandits, the terrorists whom the government have renamed as bandits. And the government seems to be helpless. They don't know what to do. Either they don't know what to do or they don't want to do anything about it. That is just the situation. The whole northern states have been occupied by the terrorists. The governors have come out time without number to cry. Citizens in this area are crying on a daily basis, but the government shut its eyes, shut its ears to the cry of these people. They are still dying on large number. Instead of coming to their aid, the government is focused on the southern part of Nigeria, where there is peace, where there are people who are trying to strive on their own, where people are making a legitimate demand. The government went on this place with their forces and began to take the life of people, take the life of innocent people, begin to destabilize the area. You and I knows very well, for those of us who are in Nigeria, those who have been to Nigeria, southern part of Nigeria is the most peaceful section of Nigeria that you all know. This is a place where you can grow, stay, and do whatever you want to do. People stay on their own. Nobody is looking for any trouble. Nobody is fighting each other in the southern part of Nigeria. But the government have decided to destabilize this place, send their forces, more especially in the southeastern part of Nigeria, taking the life of innocent people in the southeastern part of Nigeria. As we are speaking now, people are dying in large number in Owerri. People are dying in Obibo. People's life have been taken for no just cause, for doing nothing, not because they were fighting, not because they did anything wrong, just because they are asking for self-determination, just because they are airing their own opinion, just because they say they don't want to be the part of this contraption called Nigeria. That is why the only crime they have committed. And the government have come hard on them, begin to take their life. They come on the Eastern Security Network that Mazi NNAMDI KANU has formed to secure this area because of the insecurity that the Fulanis have imported into the southern part of Nigeria. Mazi NNAMDI KANU took up the challenge. After waiting for the governors for a very long time, the governors had no solution. They couldn't do anything. Mazi NNAMDI KANU took it upon his shoulder and formed the Eastern Security Network. The Eastern Security Network, since it was formed, has been doing a great job. People have been testifying. Even the governors themselves have testified to it. All the people in the house have been testified to it, that this people group are doing a very great job protecting the southeastern region. But the government do not want them to be protected. Instead of supporting them, the government came hard on this very Eastern Security Network, and they are fighting tooth and nail to make sure they crush the Eastern Security Network. What have they done? The Eastern Security Network have not killed any innocent person in that very southeastern region. They have not killed on any innocent person. There has never been any report of any killing of innocent people. There has not been any report of any attack of any sort by Eastern Security Network. But the government have decided to come down again, hunting them, those who are protecting the people. How do you want me to be part of this very government? How can you justify coming against those who want to protect themselves since you have refused to protect them? Self-defense. Self-defense is the right of every human being. It's the right of every human being. It doesn't matter where you are, in the north, south, east, west. You have the right to defend yourself. You have the right to defend yourself. You want us to fold our hands and allow the terrorists ravage the southeast the way they have done in the north? It cannot happen. Thank God for Mazi NNAMDI KANU, who is bold, doing the job he's supposed to do every now and again. And God bless Mazi NNAMDI KANU. God bless the ESN. They are doing a great job, and Almighty God will continue to protect them. That is the situation. That's the situation. Anybody telling you anything apart from what you have just had is lying to you. He's just pretending. Some are just trying to be politically correct. Some are protecting their selfish interests. They don't want to say the truth. They don't want the world to know what is happening. But we will continue to speak. We will continue to shout and let the world know what is actually going on. We cannot be silent. People have died in great number in that country called Nigeria, and we cannot be silent. We have to speak up so that the world will come to the aid of this very section. It is sad. It is sad that the politicians in the southeast are not making things easy for Mazi NNAMDI KANU. Instead of supporting their own, the only man who has volunteered to sincerely protect his people, instead of supporting him, they are coming down, being rebels. Some are trying to sabotage his effort. They are planning now every now and again to sabotage his effort. But Mazi NNAMDI KANU, God bless him, he never give up. He's still fighting strong to make sure that the southeastern part of Nigeria is protected. The great fight is against the southern part of Nigeria as a whole. Some people thought it's just the south. It's not just the southeast. The southwest are all under attack also. They are under attack from federal government because they are asking for their self-determination. The country cannot hold anymore. But the major problem we are having is the politicians in this very area. The politicians in the north are not helping matters. They are not truthful. They cannot see beyond their noses. It is really sad. It is really sad. People who are supposed to know don't want to know. People who are supposed to know do not know anything. That is really sad. That is the situation. If you look at the politicians in the southeast and the politicians in the southwest, they are just betraying themselves on a daily basis. More especially the southeastern part of Nigeria. Come to the southeastern part of Nigeria, you see them talking about Igbo Presidency. Igbo Presidency, you and I know, is a scam. Igbo Presidency is a big scam and can never function. But why don't they follow what the masses want? The masses are not asking for any presidency. What they are asking is for self-determination. The masses are asking for referendum so that they can decide their fate. The masses in the southeastern region have spoken during the time of sit at home. You can see everybody obeyed and sat at home. The only thing that the southeastern region want is nothing but referendum for them to decide their fate. That's the only thing they want. Nobody is asking for any Igbo presidency. You see the North continue to deceive them. The Northern Cabal will continue to deceive the politicians in the southeastern region, promising them presidency. A presidency that you know there is no plan whatsoever to hand over any presidency to southeastern part of Nigeria. No Fulani man will ever do that, to hand over presidency to southeastern part of Nigeria. They have sworn never to allow southeastern part of Nigeria to participate in governance. And they are doing it on a daily basis. How do you think that these people who do not include you in your governance, who do not include you in any decision making in Nigeria, will hand you over the presidency to run? How possible is that? Keep on deceiving yourself. Keep on deceiving yourself. The earlier you wake up, the better. And speak the voice of the masses. The voice of the masses in the southeastern region is self-determination. Referendum for them to go their separate ways and build a nation that they can be proud of. Whatever, whoever is telling you about Igbo presidency or whatever is a scam and will never come to pass. It's a scam. We are not interested on whatever presidency you are campaigning for. Be you Ohaneze Igbo, be you the politicians, wherever you are campaigning for Igbo presidency, is dead on arrival. Nobody is begging for that, and nobody is asking for such. Nobody is asking for such kind of scam. We have seen beyond that. We have moved beyond that. No Igbo person is asking for any presidency. They should hold their presidency in their contraption called Nigeria. All we want is out. We want out from this contraption. I want you to watch this video. Watch this video, the response of one of the lawmakers to the question they asked him about the Igbo presidency. The funny thing is that these people know the truth. They know the game that the North are playing, but yet they do not want to speak boldly to the masses because they are cowards. They are still being politically correct. It's a shame. Watch the video, then we can talk more.
Have all combined in making indigents of the Southeast feel like outcasts in their own country. As we speak, residents of the zone are crying out over indiscriminate killings and arrests of their relatives by the security forces deployed in the region. All these raise the question as to if the approach being used by the federal government and its security agencies is the right one. To address this and a lot more, we'll be joined on the show now from our Abuja studio by the immediate past secretary to the state government of Imo State, Honorable Uche Onyediocha. Good morning, Honorable. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Good morning, Honorable Onyediocha. Thank you for joining us. Well, two things stood out in Tundun's introduction. The fact that the crisis in Imo State, the violence, the mindless killings, attack on police headquarters about 3 times now, attack on the prison in Wiri and the release of over 1,800 inmates, the murder of individuals. There was one, Ugachuku, who was murdered, who had returned from Germany. There's also the killing of Ahmed Gulak, who had visited the state. Now, she made a point about, could this have anything to do with Igbo Presidency in 2023, the agitation for Igbo Presidency? Are there some agents provocateurs who are, just making the Southeast so ungovernable? Or does it have anything to do, in your view, with local politics? Because, the police, the Inspector General of Police at a point said that some of those people behind it are linked to IPOB and the Eastern Security Network. What do you think? Is this a case of politics we're dealing with?
Let me start by condemning the killing of any citizen of Nigeria in Imo State, be him a police officer, a military personnel, a correctional officer, or any ordinary citizen for that matter. I condemn it in every ramification, and we all should do. Police officers are relatives, our family members, so nobody will support the killing of his family members, whether they are in military or police uniform. I also condemn the attack on the Correctional Prison Services Office and the release of the people, but at the same time, I believe strongly that what is happening in Imo State is a case of crisis generated by both bad governance from the national and at the state level. I say this with every sense of responsibility. In 2015, I was a very active member of the APC. I was the senatorial candidate for APC when President Buhari ran for president in 2015. I was a fanatic of Buhari. And I am saying that I do not think that the reason we gave him all that support in 2015 was to have a situation where we will be excluded from his government in the spirit of his so-called 95% and the 5%. One expected that the president should have been statesman enough to appreciate that every section of the country worked very hard to ensure that he got elected as president and embrace all. But unfortunately, Mr. President failed in that direction. I was also a member of the Action Congress and Action Congress of Nigeria. I traveled across the length and breadth of this country with Lai Mohammed when we campaigned against PDP vigorously. We risked our lives. And today, when I listen to Lai Mohammed, he is sounding like the ministers of information under the PDP administration who we criticized. So the whole situation you find happening in Imo State is a failure of leadership at the national level and a failure of leadership at the state level. Whether we like it or not, there is a total breakdown of leadership in Imo State. We must learn to consult. We must learn to speak to the people. There is so much injustice in the land. There is so much poverty. there are agitations for self-determination. And there is a deliberate decision to refuse to respect rule of law in Nigeria, both at the state and at the federal level. A combination of all of this is what has brought Igbo State to the sorry state we have found it today.
I'd like to take you back a little bit for a moment here. You mentioned a sense of exclusion. Now, that sense of exclusion is often referred to, but for the benefit of our viewers who have heard this reference but are not actually sure of concrete examples, I'd like you to explore that. And that reference that you also made about the 95% and the 5%, I imagine is a reference to that infamous quote from President Buhari saying that he will serve those who voted for him a lot more than those who did not. That was in the 2015 elections. But in the 2019 elections, he did make considerable inroads into the Southeast and actually doubled the number of votes from the 2015 elections, even with Peter Obi on the ballot of PDP. And yet, the Southeast remains underserved. I'd like you to give concrete examples of what that looks like to you.
Well, on a very simple and straightforward analysis, you can see the first citizen in the country is Mr. President. The number 2 is the Vice President. The number 3 is the Senate President. Number 4 is the Speaker. Number 5 is the CJN. None of this is an Igbo man. Now, you go to the other level. In which area has Mr. President ever bothered to try to show inclusiveness in his government? These are what has fueled the agitation for self-determination. Now, on the other hand, the APC, of which I was a member up till the time I left, had promised restructuring, has promised that they will deal with all these issues. But suddenly, they don't have the courage to even discuss it. What is the difficulty in getting people to sit down and discuss it? What does it take for Mr. President to go down to Enugu and have a meeting with genuine Igbo leaders? I believe that part of the way forward is that we must begin to talk to one another as equals. There is this arrogance in government for people to think, well, because you're holding the power today, you can afford to bully anybody. But power is transient. Tomorrow, it's no longer be in your control. Each time I argue for people to sit down and talk, a lot of people quarrel with it. But let me ask you, is there any way the Buhari government can be as powerful as the United States government? But today, the US government is discussing with the Taliban. The Taliban has killed more US soldiers than you can talk about. Yet the US is still talking with the Taliban. If the US can speak with the Taliban, the Nigerian government, led by President Buhari, must come down and discuss with the people. Senator Hope Uzodinma must stop threatening, come down and discuss with the people. President Buhari, Yaradua did it. President Obasanjo did it. When they had challenges of this nature coming from the Niger Delta militants, they came down from the high horse as presidents of Nigeria and moved in to invite the genuine leaders who had access to these people and started speaking with them. And at the end of the day, they were able to achieve reasonable peace to allow them space to govern the people. If you listen to the news regularly, you will notice the opinion being expressed by Senator Wamaku of Sokoto State, where he was lambasting and lampooning southeastern leaders. And what is his quarrel? That a truck that lost control in Akwata Junction killed standbys and wounded many. And the people, out of anger, set the truck with the cows inside them ablaze. Senator Wamako, without bothering to investigate, took it for granted that any truck carrying cows belongs to people from the north. Even when this particular truck belonged to Mr. Cosmos Chibuike of Omunachi in Dunukofia local government area of Anambra State. Wamako was seeing it as a reason why Igbo people should be abused and castigated, and he started assaulting every leader. Even when the cow and the truck belonged to an Igbo man, an Anambra man. I would therefore call for caution, because that is the only way to go. Let no group or let no people take it for granted that they can bully any other person to total submission. It is not as simple as we think. The Nigerian Constitution, and I'm sure so many people have never bothered to read through it, recognizes the right to self-determination. Anybody who has doubt about it should go and read the African Charter on Peoples and Humans' Rights, which has been domesticated in Nigeria as part of the law of Nigeria. And having been so domesticated, it applies here whole and entire. That law was inherited from the United Nations Charter and back to adopted by the African Union, adopted as part of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So there is a lot of ignorance pervading our system. And I think we have not noted the fact that our laws have not been substantially explored for the purpose of people's right to agitate for whatever is of concern to them.
I mean, thank you so much, Honorable, for the voice of reason, much needed. And thank you for that clarity, because when we have tension in the air, it's always a peak period for fake news. And thank you for that clarity as regards, that truck getting burnt. And we now know better as regards that. But I want to talk about the locality of this problem. A lot of people will ask, why Imo? I'll ask, does this have anything to do with the Supreme Court judgments? Because this same Imo state under Emeka Ihedioha was peaceful. Every part was in peace and harmony. Nobody fought anybody. We had peace all through the streets of Imo. And all of a sudden, then the Supreme Court ruling came to place. And since then, it's been political brickbats. I mean, we can't say we didn't see on TV the back and forth between even the former governor, for instance, before Ihedioha, and the incumbent governor. Then it's been a slippery slope since then. And most of the violence is pretty much in Imo State. So why Imo? I keep asking. And does it really have anything to do with the Supreme Court ruling? Did you hear me, sir? Okay, you couldn't hear me. If you can... Okay, I'm just asking. I say, why Imo? Does this happening in Imo have anything to do with the Supreme Court ruling? A lot have argued that under Ihedioha, things moved smoothly. But all of a sudden, the Supreme Court ruling and Imo has gone, turned into a war zone. Why Imo? Is there local politics at play here? Okay, I think we'll go on a quick break. We'll come back. Welcome back. Still the morning show right here on the Rising channel. We've got Secretary to the immediate past Secretary to the State Government of Imo State, Honorable Uche Oyejocha. So like I was asking, I said, why now and why Imo? Does it have anything to do with the local politics? Does it have anything to do with the Supreme Court ruling? A lot of people have argued that under Ihedioha, everything went smoothly. We didn't have any fight. It was peaceful. I mean, a lot of people will go on vacation in Imo. But all of a sudden, the Supreme Court ruling and everything has gone through this slippery slope. Imo is in an abyss now that a lot of people pray to get out of quickly. Is there anything about this local politics that we don't know?
Well, I have answered you already. I say it's a combination of all the factors you have mentioned, plus exclusion at the center.
I mean, expatiate on it. What do you mean combination of all the factors? Break it down for me. That's quite nebulous, sir.
Well, there's nothing to break down. I say it's a case of injustice.
Injustice
That people are reacting to. I do not know which particular one of them that is leading to the agitation, but I know the people have been angry and they have been protesting for a long time. If you notice, the pensioners have been protesting since we left office. The workers have been protesting. There have been loads and loads of protests. And when a lot of these peaceful protests are quelled violently or without proper response, people may react in other ways that may not be civil.
Who are the we? When you say since we left office, who are the we here? Which administration are we talking of?
No, well, if I say we, I say since the Ihedioha administration was kicked out by the Supreme Court, there have been several protests by several groups in the state. Pensioners, workers, and members of the civil society in all hues and cries.
Well, see, let's rephrase the question this way. Now, the governor, Opus Odima, has been on record saying that certain elements within the ruling APC, the All Progressives Congress, are behind the spate of insecurity in the state. In addition to aggrieved members of the People's Democratic Party. In other words, he blames the opposition. He also blames people within his own party. What's your reaction to that narrative? Because he says that, look, there are some political leaders who are promoting the violence within the state. And you have been in that state. You've been secretary to the state government. Do you have any information in this regard?
Not at all, but I want to say categorically that the PDP as an opposition political party in Imo State is not in any way involved in the violence in Imo State. Rather, you may say that, for example, the case of Gulag, I have said without doubt that this is APC on APC violence. Because we know the history of how it all culminated. One, Gulag was sent to Imo State to come and conduct the governorship primaries. We all have stories of how he took off with the result sheet, went to Abuja in collusion with Oshomole, they concocted their result. The rest of it is history. They have their issues among themselves. What has PDP got to do with it? What is our interest if APC are fighting against APC in Imo State? Do you know to what extent they can go? Because they are the ones holding power, and they are holding the reins of power. So it is their problem, it's their call. But our pain is that they are allowing it to affect the people of Imo State. They are allowing it to affect the Owerri residents, which is not fair. And then let us also face it. His Excellency the Governor is from Oru East local government area. A lot of the crises he has started from his federal constituency, which is made up of Oru East, Oru West, and Olu local government. The first time he invited and Osu local government. The first time he invited the military to come, he invited them to come to Osu local government, which is his federal constituency. The people who were killed in the first instance were from Oru East. So it is their issues. PDP has nothing to do with it. We have nothing to do with any of these militant bandit groups. And we will not have anything to do with it. So he should focus, talk less, and try to solve his problems. I believe if he sits down and makes serious effort to access the crisis in the state which he is presently in charge of, honestly and sincerely, he might perhaps start the process of resolving the problems.
But is it true, Honorable?
Blame game is not a solution. He is in charge.
But is it true, Honorable Onyegocha, that in Imo State today, for anybody to get involved in the politics in that state, you need to have your small army of able-bodied men who will be offering you protection? Do you have something like that small army that offers you protection?
Not that I know of in PDP, but perhaps maybe at their own level in APC. Maybe between the Rochas group, the Ararume group, and then Senator Hope Odudua group. But none of that is happening in PDP, I can tell you for certain.
Right, Honorable. What is your reaction to the resignation of the chairman of the Ebube Agu, retired Major General Umahi? And he wrote this letter claiming that he has received no funding and didn't even get an office. What does that tell you about the fight against insecurity in the Southeast?
Well, once again, that shows the failure of APC in the Southeast to put its acts together. Because the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum is David Umahi, who is an APC member today. And the next strongest person in that area is Senator Hope Uzodinma, who is an APC member. And the Obi Umahi, who resigned, is a brother to the governor of Ebonyi State, who is an APC member. If no other persons at least showed interest in funding the Ibubago, it should not include Senator Hope Uzodinma and Governor Umahi. So the big question I'm asking, why are these two APC governors refusing to fund their Ebubagu movement, even when it is headed by Governor Umahi's brother, when Governor Umahi is an APC member? So when you look at it in all ramifications, you will see that it's a failure of leadership and governance on the part of APC. There have been so much criticism at the national where people are saying that Igbo leaders are refusing to speak up. Let the Igbo leaders in APC at the national speak up. Obonayono, Chris Ngige, the foreign affairs minister, Emeka Wajuba. If they are genuinely part of this government, they should be the first speaking out loud on it. But they are not genuinely part of this government at the center.
Okay, let's still hop on that emo politics. You talked about the RMF faction, the Okorocha faction, the Hope Uzodinma faction in the APC. You said the APC should look inwards as regards who killed Gulak. I want to go one step further. What is it that your governor, Ihedioha, did do during his time that Hope Uzodinma can learn from? Because you see, all these factions were evident there while Ihedioha was there. But we had peace in the states because we want peace. So what is it that Ihedioha did do that we can all learn from in all of this, despite the warring different factions, the Ararume and Rochas and other factions?
For a start, Ihedioha provided a listening ear to every section of the state. For a start, Ihedioha's government was inclusive and allowed participation of people even in the opposition political parties that fought against him. Ihedioha's government was open and broad-minded, and you could get your message across to Ihedioha no matter how late it is in the day. And I want to give you a practical example. With the approval and permission of Emeka Ihedioha, when there was to be a big crisis in Egbema local government, between herdsmen and the Egbema community, we had an urgent security meeting with all the military leaders and the security agencies in the state, inclusive of the Mieti Allah leadership, the herdsmen leadership, and Egbema community leaders. The meeting took place in my office. When we finished that, we went through some other informal means and had deep-rooted meetings. I stayed in my office till 2:30 a.m. monitoring and directing activities in Ebema. With Fulani herdsmen in my office, Miete Allah leaders can testify to this. They were in my office. They even later came to my house. We said we don't need this crisis. We're a new regime. We kept talking to each group. Leadership is about consolidation. I have said it before. Leadership is also about gathering intelligence. Leadership is not about threatening. You will arrest you, you will detain and make it, you get exercise to bully anybody. It doesn't solve your problem. If leadership is about bullying, America would have had their way in everything. This arrogance of poverty of power must stop. Calm down from your high horse. Get back to the people. Talk to them. Even if they are people you do not like their faces. When I was a lawyer to the Niger Delta militants, I was not a member of PDP. I was actually a member of opposition. And it did not stop President Yaradua from inviting me over. And I helped to bring the militants to Abuja. And we were flown in a presidential jet. Imagine the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria at that time, Yaradua, with all the powers he had, making a presidential jet available for me as a lawyer and some leaders of the Niger Delta militants to come to Abuja for discussion. We were lodged in the presidential suite in the Hilton. There's nothing stopping him from arresting all of us, shooting all of us, and killing off everybody. But he didn't do it. So all this talk about I will crush everybody, I'll destroy everybody, it doesn't help in governance. Hope Uzodinma should come down and meet with genuine leaders of the people. Mr. President, Mohammadu Buhari must come down and meet with the genuine leaders of the people and discuss the real issues. We are not talking about political contractors. There are many political contractors. They won't even allow you to discuss. They will be the first to arrive. But if you want to talk to genuine people, genuine leaders of the people, you can engage them. But I also want to suggest there is nothing stopping the genuine leaders of the people from meeting. I have read the statement of the Northern Elders Forum, signed by Hakim Baba Ahmed. There is nothing stopping Northern Elders Forum, Arewa Consultative Forum, Ohaneze Igbo, Afenifere, the leaders of the different ethnic groups in Nigeria, from sitting down together and begin the process of talking, if the government is refusing to organize them. We know that there is so much injustice in our system, and that the government is showing serious sensitivity to it. And that is why there is crisis all over the country. It is not a Southeast thing. Southeast is just a yesterday matter. No 3 days passes in Nigeria without at least close to 100 people being killed. When a government is no longer able to protect lives and property of their citizenship, of their citizens, then definitely that government has a challenge. And they cannot continue to pretend that it is very much in charge.
Okay, Senator Yogo.
So I believe that the leadership can talk with the citizens.
Well, Honorable, yes, I'm sure not many people will argue with you on that score. But earlier on, you referred to Senator Aliyu Wamako and the statement that he issued, where he referred to a truckload of cows set ablaze somewhere in Anambra State. But in that statement, he also talked about a truckload of onions being taken from the north to the south, to the southeast. And that also was set ablaze. You recall that the National Association of Union Sellers, in fact, issued a press statement saying that they will no longer bring truckloads of onions to the south anymore. He also talked about a truckload of gallons of palm oil being taken from the east to the north. That was also intercepted and also destroyed. So, but the main point that I think Senator Aliyu Wamako was making is that leaders in the southeast, that they are complicit in the crisis in the southeast, and that they are turning deaf ear to the attacks on people from the north. And then the coalition of northern groups, the Northern Elders Forum that you have referred to, they've cast Igbos as, the people creating problems in Nigeria. And they have appealed to the president that, look, if the Igbos want to leave Nigeria, they should be allowed to go. And in that statement by the Northern Elders Forum, the impression is given that Igbo leaders have reached a consensus that they can secede. Okay, where does this leave the clamor for Igbo presidency? Because I think, the narrative that is being pushed by every major group in the north is that, look, are these the people who want Nigerian presidency in 2023? Is it not better to just let them go? What do you say to all of this?
Well, for the people in the north who are making that clamor, I'll take them back to the period of the June 12 struggle, of which I was a very active member. The Yorubas were heavily agitated. They were very angry. And they were all cursing and swearing, protesting. We were all over the world. Did it stop Nigeria from finding an Obasanjo to become president of Nigeria? There has never been any genuine intention for the presidency of Nigeria to go to the southeast. It is all blackmail, intimidation. But we have gone past that stage. Nobody is available to be intimidated or bullied anymore in this country. You may also have followed the statement made by Senator Bukachua, where he said that Igbo people deserve to die. He's entitled to his right to freedom of expression, but how is he going to enforce the dying wish which he desired for Igbo people? Unless he has to come and exterminate them, and exterminating Igbo people will amount to genocide. The world will not allow him to do so. So I insist, stop casting aspersion on Igbo leaders for saying nothing. Even when they say something, you will not want to listen to them. The ones with you in APC, have you carried them along? Are they feeling that they are genuine partners in the APC government? The share of the cake you have given to them, is it their genuine share? When people are excluded and you give them peanuts, and you expect that you are carrying them along, and at such a time as this, you suddenly expect them to perform magic. Based on what? And when you make that assertion, I ask you, has Bola Ahmed Tinubu been speaking out since the Odudua Republic agitation started in the southwest? Why has Tinubu suddenly lost his voice? Who has been attacking Tinubu for refusing to express himself on the matter? So I think we have to be honest to ourselves. The attitude of the leadership of APC to the Igbo people in Nigeria, the exclusion attitude, the attitude of bullying and subjugation, is not acceptable to the Igbo people. And the Igbo people are reacting to it.
Well, food for thought.
After watching the video, seeing through what this man has said, it is clear that they know the truth. They know what the masses want, but tell me, why are they not pursuing the desire of the masses? Why have they refused to pursue the desire of the masses? Just let me know. I can't understand that. It is either because of their selfish interest, it is either because of greed, either because of fear of the unknown. These are their reasons. Not because it is not the right thing to do. They know the right thing to do is that self-determination, referendum, that people might decide their fate on what to do. And that is the only thing we are asking for. And that must surely come to pass. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter what they do. We will never give up. We will still continue to ask for this. Thank God for Mazi NNAMDI KANU, who is taking the lead, who has been consistent from day one. He has never changed. Very, very consistent. And consistency is the key. That is where we are today. Thank God for Mazi NNAMDI KANU, wherever he is. May Almighty God continue to bless him and protect him. May Almighty God continue to protect and bless the ESN network. Everybody who is a member of ESN network will continue to pray for them, that Almighty God will guide and protect them and save them and deliver them from the hand of these evil men that are coming after them. May Almighty God protect everyone who is asking for freedom. It doesn't matter where you are. Everybody who is standing for the truth. If you are from the southwest, from the southeast, if you are from any part of the world and you are asking for the truth, may Almighty God bless you and protect you. Even if you are from the north and you know the truth and you are speaking the truth, God will bless you and protect you. Thank you so much for listening and remember blessed. Bye-bye. See you again on the next video.